Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby and have ourselves a drink.
All right, and with Michaela singing, that means we are back in the lobby bar for the week of October the 28th, 2024. Brian and Michaela with you back home. We're back to the Carolinas after a long, I don't know, 11 days, 10 days out in California. California might have gotten the best of us. We're amateurs when it comes to that long of hanging out West Coast style, relaxing, drinking wine all week. But we survived, and we have a lot of tales to tell, and we're going to be talking about those over on our Patreon this week in our Hangouts. We might do a little Patreon bonus snippet about some of the cooler like movie type stuff that we saw and did while we were out in California. But how are you recovering, Michaela? We had the late flight, the time zone
We
change.
did.
But how are you doing?
Oh my gosh. I'm good. I'm good. I'm awake. The time change, man, I'm getting old because it's only a 3 hour difference from Charlotte to LA.
Yeah.
But it is I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it everywhere. It feels kind of sad to be back in reality. California is so nice. It was beautiful in the wine country. Drank a lot of wine. Had some fun cocktails too. But I'll tell you what, I got home and all I wanted was to curl up in the fire. The colors are out here for fall.
Yes.
We've got some really beautiful, crisp coolness in the morning. And so I was like, man, I'm so glad that we picked Frangelico as like the liqueur of the month. But you were the one who found this drink that we're going to talk about today, and I think it's really inspired. I'm very excited to share it.
That's true. Yeah, it combines a couple of our favorite things, right? The Negroni, one of my favorite cocktails for sure, and pumpkin spice lattes, which is our basic selves, one of our favorite things of this holiday season. And yeah, we need something to get our head straight because A, we had the 3 hour time change, we have the time, the fallback, whatever, why we're still doing that. I don't know, but we're doing that this coming weekend, I think. So
Oh,
our
good
time's
God. I
our time's
totally
going to be
forgot
all
about
messed
that.
up. So we're gonna have to have a couple of these. So just mix one of these up every night. But yeah, it features our favorite ingredient, Frangelico. I found it on Thrillist.com. They posted kind of a little article about it. So apparently, Mio Mastriani, who's a bar manager at the Soho House in West Hollywood, a place we did not make it to, but came up with this cocktail and it's kind of a riff on like a pumpkin spice latte. And it sounded pretty good. Like I said, it's a couple of things that we both really like here at Drink the Movies, but I'm not 100% sure how this is going to come out. I'm actually going to be making this later tonight, so I can't vouch for if it's good or not. But when I post the recipe in the picture of our cocktail later, you will see for sure what we thought about this. But check this out, Michaela. Let's mix one of these up. So into a shaker tin, you're going to put 1 ounce of Campari, 1 ounce of gin, and then we get our striation from the Negroni here. So 1 ounce of those, but then 3/4 of an ounce of Frangelico, our cocktail ingredient for the month, and a half ounce of pumpkin spice syrup. One egg white, because apparently Mia wanted this to kind of resemble that yeah famous pumpkin spice latte with the foam on top. So go ahead and throw your egg white in there, shake it up, dry shake, and then shake it with some ice and strain it into a little rocks glass and sip and enjoy. It looks like a little coffee, like a little pumpkin spice coffee. But I'm really interested to see how that those flavors pair, right? Because Campari is super bitter, and I'm like, yeah, maybe that does
Yeah.
make sense, right? Coffee's bitter, Campari's bitter. Are they going to play well together in a cocktail? I don't know. We're going to find out for sure. But I thought that it seemed very inspired. It used our ingredient of the month, and you have a very famous pumpkin spice syrup that you mix up every year this time. So we're going to get a video of that too. But Michaela, why don't you tell everyone how you do your pumpkin spice syrup?
So I do a simple syrup, which is just sugar and water. But what I do is I add, I think, like a tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice to it, and I let it steep. It's really simple. That is all I do. It's equal parts of sugar and water. And then I just add, so for like a cup, I would add like a tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice. It is you heat it up until the sugar melts. You don't bring it to a boil because if you do that, you're going to create caramel and you don't want that.
Mhm.
But you heat it up till the sugar melts and it looks like this. It takes this really beautiful brown color, like a caramely, and you make sure to uh, chill it and then you keep it in the freezer or the fridge for like weeks. It'll keep really nicely, and it's perfect for anything. You can add it to coffee, you can add it to cocktails, obviously. You can add it to anything. It's amazing, and it's super easy, and it's easy to make. It's probably better for you than the stuff you can buy in the store because it's fresher. I don't know. I'm telling myself that to be true because I'm a basic girl, and I live on this for a good 2 months out of the year. So I'm actually really excited about this because, like, you wouldn't think pumpkin pie spice, like pumpkin spice and
Mhm.
Campari would be good. But I think that this is going to be truly inspired, especially with that velvetyness of the egg white,
Mhm.
that's going to add. I think that it's going to end up being like a really rich, like it's going to add a richness to the Negroni. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to try it out and check our social media. We'll get pictures of that posted once we get it made later today here. What else are people excited about? Speaking of basic, Michaela, that is Venom: The Last Dance. $51 million that leads the way for the weekend. Pretty strong opening start there as the box office is probably going to tail off quite a bit here as we're making our way into Halloween week. Not a lot of people are going to be doing movie things or going to be doing Halloween things. So, Venom, good job there in your opening week. Smile 2, The Wild Robot, Conclave, and We Live in Time round out the rest of the top five. Michaela, as I mentioned, it is Halloween week, so not a lot coming to the box office here, but want to run a couple of things by here. We've got Hit Pig, which is coming out. It's an animated thing. I've not really heard anything about it, but the voice acting crew here sounds pretty good. Andy Serkis, Jason Sudeikis, Rainn Wilson, RuPaul. So, you can go check that out if you want. And then something else I wanted to bring attention to for everyone. We have a documentary. It's called Chasing Amy, a documentary about that film, Chasing Amy, right? The Kevin Smith film. It's directed by Sav Rogers. It's generated quite a lot of buzz. It actually just won the Viewers' Choice Award actually at the Charlotte Film Festival. So good job there. I'm pretty interested in this because I know Chasing Amy is kind of divisive. Especially in the LGBTQ plus arena, right? It's either heralded as this great thing or,
Mm.
trumpeted as this less than great thing. And I think that this film kind of explores that, as Sav grew up with this film here, and it's a film that I like quite a bit. So I'm interested to see kind of the way that this goes and get some feedback on it because that movie came out quite a long time ago. But Michaela, what do you think about it? Hit Pig, Chasing Amy, or just Chasing Amy? What do you think?
Never heard of Hit Pig until we were talking about the lobby bar this morning. So I don't really have an opinion. I love Jason Sudeikis, so I'm excited about it, but it was kind of under the radar for me. I don't know if I was living under a rock or whatever. However, Chasing Amy, I have a lot of thoughts and feelings about the original film. Because I was a kid growing up in the 90s who fell in love and hated it at the same time. And so I'm really excited to see this film because it kind of explores the idea of this film in a different way, from a different paradigm than certainly I grew up in. And
Mhm.
I think it's really interesting because Chasing Amy was heralded by people who really loved Kevin Smith as like a film that changed their lives. Whether they were part of the LGBTQ community or not, right? Like I remember a ton of my friends being like, this was the door opener kind of film that started off, all the Jay and Silent Bob kind of extravaganza that came with that, right?
Mhm.
So I'm excited to see this as a kind of a documentary. I'm excited that it's getting all the good buzz that it's getting.
Yeah, absolutely. So check that out. You're going to have to go to probably a smaller theater if you want to catch that out there in the wild this week. But you can go check those out or stay at home, watch some scary movies, watch some scary shows, or maybe you could watch this new show, Michaela. This is called Before. It just started. Actually, it started last week on Apple TV Plus. But I'm kind of interested in this. It's kind of like this drama thriller kind of thing about a child psychiatrist, but that child psychiatrist is played by Billy Crystal in a very dramatic role. So that's going to be interesting. Haven't gotten a lot of Billy Crystal in our lives for, very much at all over the last, I don't know, decade or so. So always good to see him out there doing stuff. And, I'm interested to see him in a more, less comedic type of a thing. So I'm probably going to be checking out an episode or two of this and see what I think. Have you heard anything about this one, Michaela?
So I heard that Billy Crystal does an amazing job as a serious actor or in a dramatic sense.
Which, to
Um,
be honest, should come as no surprise to anyone.
it really should come as no surprise to anybody. But I'm really excited to see him as someone other than like Mike Wazowski, or
Right.
Mickey the Kid from City Slickers. Look, I mean, he's amazing in those roles, but I think he adds like a different note of this like heartfelt seriousness, kind of like the way like Robin Williams did in some of his more serious, films. So
Right.
I'm really excited to get into it, and watch it. And it's going to wait till after the Scream Fest of this week, but I'm totally going to do it.
That's right, absolutely. So check that out. Let us know if you caught the first couple of episodes of that. Let us know what you think about that, and let us know if you've been keeping up on the podcast. Last week we talked about one of the best and creepiest, scariest movies of them all, The Exorcist. And this week we're not taking our foot off the gas as we make our way into the final Halloween season episode. We'll be talking about Nightmare on Elm Street here on the main show this week. We also have to look forward to our hangout with our Red Carpet and Cocktail Connoisseur Club patrons. You can find information about our hangouts and all that stuff over on Patreon. It's patreon.com/drinkthemovies. You can come hang out with us, chat with us there, catch bonus episodes like Ichabod and Mr. Toad. We've got that one. That was our bonus episode for the month. So go check that out. And we've just added a couple of things to the shop. We increased kind of the range of t-shirts that we're offering, so you can check that out. We added a couple of rocks glasses now, which is nice. Definitely need one of those. There's a Drink the Video Games one on there, so you can check that out. It's drinkthemovies.square.site. So Michaela, as you mentioned, we're pretty tired from our California trip. We need to rest up so we can get this pumpkin spice Negroni going here for everyone a little bit later this evening. So let's do this. Let's go ahead. You grab the pumpkin spice. I'll grab the Campari. We'll mix one of those up, and we'll talk to everyone next week in the lobby bar.